In this video, I'll walk you through the first time login process and domain-wide settings. So from your website, just open your website and in the domain name URL bar, after your domain name, type /admin and then / again and press the enter key. And when you log in, when you try to log in for the first time, it will show you a warning. It depending on the browser that you'll be using. In Chrome, a warning screen will look like this. The reason you're seeing this warning is because we are using a privately issued SSL certificate. SSL certificates are issued by authority like GoDaddy, GeoTrust, VeriSign. These authorities um, are recognized by browsers as authentic uh, authorities to issue SSL certificates. Uh, because we are issuing our own SSL certificate, you will see this warning. There is nothing wrong in here. It's just that we are issuing our own SSL certificate, and it's of course free because we are issuing it ourselves. As far as security is concerned, it has the same security levels. It's still 256-bit encryption, and there is no issues with security or your confidentiality of your information. The only reason you're seeing this is because it's privately issued and the browser doesn't recognize the issuing agent of the certificate. Now you can just bypass this by accepting and proceeding it. By clicking on the advanced link, you will see another link where you can proceed. So click on this link to proceed, and this is the actual login interface. Very simple. You have a space to enter your Zio number and then a place to enter your password. So let's log in here. This is one of my dealers website. So I'm going to enter the Zio and password. And when we log in for the first time, or initial login, by default it will show the article manager window. So in this window you will see all the articles that you have created already. For now, in this video we are going to talk about how to do some domain settings. So we can go ahead and close this article manager window by clicking on this icon, article manager icon, and we'll open the domain wide settings window. So in this window you will see all your domains. So you can log in from any one of your domain and you can administer all your domains and all your articles. So it's one login and you'll see all your resources in one login. So here we have this dealer has quite a few domains already set up. As you can see here, it's a long list of domains. So for this tutorial we will work on the 2cyclemotoral.com. So and in this window we can do three types of settings. We can do domain wide setting, we can manage subdomains, and then we can manage categories and subcategories. So let's look at domain wide settings interface. So select a domain. It can be any of the domains. So for this example, for this video, we will select the 2cyclemotoral.com domain, and I'll click on domain wide settings, and this is the interface that opens up. So in here we can um, declare a image path for our custom logo. The layout of your website uses two logos. The second logo is for small screen like phones and tablets, and the first logo is used for wider screens. If you only have one logo, you can go ahead and use the same logo file path for both in these both areas, and you will only see one logo showed for all devices. I'll explain more about the reason that we're using two different logos and how to create logos. I'll cover that in another video. For now, uh, if you have logos, this is where you'll enter the path to. You can also add your own phone number. By default, it'll show the uh, our dealer network's toll-free line. You can update this with your own toll-free line, and you can also add extension like this, like 1-800. If you want, we can issue you a extension like that, a 37 extension, say 123, and if you enter like that, it'll show up in the place of the toll-free line. It'll show up the extension number on it. So this settings will be reflected to each and every web page in your website. And the second row of settings, the canonical domain and site-wide redirect URL, I'll cover these two in a different video, so that I can talk about it, what you can do with these two settings. And down below, you have few panes here, uh, one for JavaScript, then for CSS, and meta tags, and the left menu and right menu settings. So let's go through each one of these. Uh, JavaScript, in this editor, you can add your own JavaScripts, and this will be added to your website's core JavaScript. So you can, in here you can add um, special codes like Google Analytics, or any other um, type of code, that functionality that you want to add using JavaScript. When you're using this editor, you don't have to use script tags like this. You don't have to open and close script tag like that and enter your code in here. Yeah. Instead, you can directly enter your JavaScript code. So no need to use opening and closing script tags. Actually, you shouldn't be using opening and closing script tags, because this this editor is directly editing your JavaScript code. It will be directly added along with other JavaScripts that's running on the system right now. Same principle applies for CSS. You can add CSS, define CSS styles without having to open a style tag like that. You don't need to use this. You can straight away start defining your styles, like your class name, and you can define your font size, etc. So this also will get directly added to your existing CSS file in your website. And meta tags, from time to time you may come across some services like Google Webmaster Tools and Bing Webmaster Tools asking you to add a meta tag to your website. This is where you will enter that. You can add this, add a line of code or a bunch of uh, different meta tags, and it will be embedded into your uh, website automatically. And the left and the right column panes have the code that runs your left and right menu system. And yeah, you have to be very careful when you're working with this, because uh, if you make any mistakes, it can break the whole menu system. The reason that we have this is to give you that ability to customize it, add more links to it, or remove unwanted links from it. So when you don't edit this at all, by default it will use the default system uh, menu system. But once you edit it and save it, then the system will start using the new version, the edited version. So as you can see, I just edited this part and now it's saved, and you'll see the edited version. So you can, if you want to take off these two lines, you can, these three lines, you can take it off and can click on save settings and it will save off. And now in this domain, I'll have a left menu that is altered from the original. So when I'm working on this menu, and if I make mistakes and if I want to revert back to the default version, I can just select the whole uh, code here and delete it and make it blank and then save it. And when I do that, the system will automatically start using the default code base. And the same thing applies to the right column. You can edit it, and if you want to go back to the original, just select the whole thing by clicking Control A. You can select the whole code and you can delete it and you can save it, and you come back, and if you see it, you'll see the original version here. That's it. So we will close this interface and we'll go into the next interface. So we will again select 2cyclemotoroil.com, and we will look into adding and deleting some subdomains. Right. And here's where we can add subdomains. Subdomains are basically like adding more domains to your existing domain name. Subdomains are treated like separate domains by itself. Subdomains can be a good thing when you want to rank high for a certain keyword. For example, if you want to target a keyword like interceptor, you can create a subdomain for that keyword and then have articles. Uh, you can write high quality content pertaining to interceptor, and search engine will recognize it as a authority site for that keyword. So here I've already created these three uh, subdomains. So I'll just, for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just delete one of them, and then I'll create it again. It's very simple. Just type the subdomain that you want to create, and here I want to create a subdomain called saber.2cyclemotoroil.com. I just type it in here and click add subdomain, and that's it. I have a new subdomain created. If I want to make changes, if I want to make like and update this, I can change it and update it, and it's updated. So I just want to go back. When you update it, it'll just give you a warning, because when you update a subdomain, when you change a subdomain or delete a subdomain, it's going to change the URL path for all the articles in it, and if you delete it, it's also going to delete all the articles that you've created, if you've created under that subdomain. So let's close this interface and move on to the managing categories and subcategories. So when you're creating a large website, you'll often want to manage them and categorize them into different categories and then subcategories. This way, you'll be able to create a very large website and organize them very beautifully, which will help the search engine to better understand the structure of your website. So each of the categories and subcategories can contain keywords. So let's look at creating some categories and subcategories for 2cyclemotoroil.com. And again, I selected the domain and I clicked on um, manage category and subcategory button, and I come to this interface. By default, you will see two of these categories already in it, like AMSOIL, buying options, and legal. These two categories are added by the system by default, and you cannot delete them. If you try to delete them, it will just won't allow you to. And this category interceptor, I've already created it, and I already created an article inside that category. So if I go ahead and try to delete it, it'll give me a warning telling me that I have a article in it, and if I delete this category, it will also delete the article that's inside that I've created under this category. So I don't want to do that, so I'll cancel. And in this uh, two fields, I can define my new category. So I want to create a category for small engines today. I want to write some articles um, pertaining to small engines, and I can just add click this add category button, and it will add that category. But since I want to add a subcategory as well, like winter storage, I can go ahead and do this, adding the category and the subcategory in one uh, stroke. So it'll ask me just confirm it, and if it's already added, if I scroll down, I can see my new category and subcategory. I can add any number of subcategories. If I want to add another subcategory under the same category, I just have to define the um, category name, and I just put a new subcategory. I'm going to delete this anyway. I don't need this, but just for the example, if I go down, I'll see this new subcategory added to the main category, and I can just delete this. I don't need this. And for each of the category, for assume, like for example, if I'm going to create 5 articles under small engines, and then if I'm going to create another 5 articles for winter storage, um, and if I don't create an index page for this category and subcategory, the system will automatically create an index page. So when someone goes to 2cyclemotoral.com, as we are editing 2cyclemotoral.com, and go to this category / small engines, the system will automatically generate an index page, and it will list all my 5 articles that I've created under small engines. And when it generates a index page automatically, um, it will look for a description for the page, and keyword for the page, and the title for a page. So if you don't create a custom index page for small engines, it's important that you define a title, description, and keyword. You can also define tags. I'll explain about tags in another video. These tags are basically keywords associating your category and your pages with other categories and pages. So when we um, list articles, the system will generate related articles, and it will um, give links to the related articles, and it look for tags. I'll explain about tags in another video, but for now you can leave it blank, or you can add tags any time, and you can update it by using the update button. The same idea with the subcategories. If you're not going to have your own custom index page, if the system is going to create and list all your articles inside your subcategory, it's important to define your title, description, and keyword, so that search engines will know what your subcategory is about, what your category is about. So once you've done managing your category and subcategory, you can close this window. And that's it for today. So in this video, we've covered how to do domain-wide settings. So we'll get this out, and we've seen how to add CSS codes, meta tags, editing left and the right menus, adding custom logos. I'll do another video how to make custom logos. And so watch my next video, and I'll cover how to create articles under your the categories and subcategories that we've created, how to create articles on them. Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.